World cricket set for historic facelift with Test and One-Day leagues. World cricket set for historic facelift with Test and One-Day leagues. Under the proposal, New Zealand would host 3 Test series, plus 4 One-Day international series, every 2 years. The face of Test cricket could be altered drastically this week, with International Cricket Council member nations on the verge of giving the green light to a new league structure that would culminate in a World Test Championship. Major changes to the Test and One-Day international game will be discussed at a meeting of national chief executives in New Zealand on Wednesday, with the proposals tipped to be signed off at a subsequent ICC board meeting on Friday. Chief among them are well-advanced plans for a 9-nation Test Championship that in its first edition would be run over a cycle of 2 years from 2019, leading to the 2 top-placed teams playing off in a final at Lord's, in London. The ODI format would also be transformed into a 13-nation league running over a 3-year cycle, contributing to World Cup qualification, with the leading teams also contesting a playoff at its conclusion. Cricket Australia Chief Executive James Sutherland and Chairman David Peever have been key drivers of the initiatives, which have been in the works for several years. Officials believe they will reshape the international game by adding context to series that have historically been standalone, bilateral contests. "I don't think people have quite cottoned on to how significant this is," Sutherland said on Sunday. "Context is one thing, but you're also creating structure in such a way that you no longer have games without meaning. They are all part of a league championship. There is a story, there is a narrative behind it all. It's part of a multilateral championship that everyone is a part of. Not only is there context for the 2 teams in a series, but the good thing is there is an extra third-party interest. For other countries it means something for them as well, because the result could determine where they end up." Under the proposal, nations would play 3 Test series at home and 3 away over the 2 years of the championship, while in the ODI League there are 2 series home and away each year. The points system discussed for the Test Championship would see 100 points on offer for every series. 60 points would go to the winner of the series split if it is drawn, and the remaining 40 points would be allocated based on the results of the individual matches. In that way, Australia and England could, for instance, continue to play the Ashes over 5 tests, and other shorter series would still hold the same overall value. Timing constraints mean countries will not play every other team in the one cycle, but the plan is for the ICC to assist in ensuring nations are not unfairly placed when it comes to their schedule of opponents. While Lord's is regarded as the obvious venue to host the Test Championship final, an ultimate ambition for some is to have the top-placed nation over the 2 years host the country that finishes second on points. However, the seasonal nature of the sport in both hemispheres and the complications of scheduling will make it a challenging task. The days of 5-match ODI series would also be over, with limited overs series to be capped at 3 games. In terms of the specific structure for the One-Day League and the Test Championship, it's pretty well close, Sutherland said. Hopefully it gives fans lots to talk about and lots to think about, and from a player's perspective each one of those matches counts. In terms of the question marks about One-Day cricket and its context, obviously there is clear context with the World Cup. We're building the concept around matches in between each World Cup and those games counting for World Cup qualification, similar to the way football operates. But there is also the league table and championship, So rather than a whole heap of random one-day matches being played, it adds some extra context. Everyone plays a certain amount of games and plays everyone in the cycle. There is real meaning to it. The Test and Dota League standings would effectively replace the current world rankings. Countries could still arrange standalone 2020 international series among themselves to run alongside the Test and Dota championships.